hormones, I think you started, about 3 years ago or so?
Yeah.
And you've been living as yourself about 4. And yeah. Have you assigned a word for your sexual preference?
We can just go by.
Okay. And then do you have a sweetheart now?
No.
No, sweetheart. Well, somebody that you're at least
Jeanette.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So in this clip, and by the way, I always like to remind you guys that these scenes are exclusive footage, so I have to present them to you a certain way in order for you to be able to watch them. Now, in this clip, we're going to go through Noel's, what's the word? Journey. You know, the fundraisers have happened, the money has been collected. You know, Jazz definitely was a big part of this to help Noel get to the point of feeling very good about, you know, having the surgery and just everything. You know, Noel's going to live happy now. So this is what this clip is about. I'm going to get into it, get a little bit more detail about what they do here. And if you guys like the videos that you've been watching, please go ahead and hit the like button for me. Thank you.
I want these two to get together, but I think they're getting married.
Oh, well. This is absolutely the first I've ever heard about this.
I think the girls are really compatible in many ways, and you challenge each other in other ways. And I don't know. I think you get along very well. I don't know if there's attraction or what, or you care about that because you're pansexual. But if you look at her soul and your soul are like. I think Noel and I have a very special friendship, but I don't think it's going to go beyond that.
I think Jazz and I are really good friends. I don't think that we are the soulmates our parents apparently wish us to be.
And so this is how you know confusion is just being led by these Munchausen mothers. You know, I mean, we're rushing into life-altering decisions. These kids, by the way, I don't think Noel was 18 when this happened. You know, life-altering decisions, again, like I'm saying. And then, oh, by the way, too, they're trying to, you know, play matchmaker. I know you're pansexual. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know what pansexual means because I finally figured out asexual. So pansexual, if somebody wants to drop a comment, let me know. I don't know what that one is. There's all kinds of different sexuals, you know. So, and it's like, yeah, we want them to get together. It's just like life with no, you know, parameters and dig this, right? I'm not saying that there should be parameters on love. It's just this push from the moms to just do whatever. Just do whatever.
I'm going to be with you every step of the way, okay?
I know I'm sad. That's not why I'm crying. Just got a lot going through you. This year has been so hard for me. Just everything has been leading up to this.
All right. So in this part of the clip, you know, Noel is crying a lot. And what a lot of people don't know about this person, I believe this person was part of the Parkland situation. And I think there was like a lot with that. And, you know, that definitely is triggering. But this person has deep-rooted issues of something somewhere. I don't know what they are exactly, but I'll tell you, like I always say, I can't find anything else on this person. You know, I even went out my way to watch a Spanish video that I didn't even understand what they were saying. Maybe, you know, seeing if that they found anything more up to date. They didn't. So the breakdown is, I would imagine, a little bit of fear, because when the person too, when they keep saying, I'm not mad about, I'm not upset. These are not tears of anger or anything. These are tears of joy. It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself. I don't know, because I know I would be afraid. I would certainly be afraid in a regular surgery. I would be afraid. And then to think that I was going to do something so life altering as to put a cavity in my body and, you know, a hole and like have to slice and separate. Yeah, I would be mortified.
Waking up before surgery, I'm happy for a lot of things. I'm crying constantly, but none of it is out of sadness or fear. I really feel like this has been one of the things that I was staying alive for. Oh. I don't think I've been more ready for anything in my life. But I think this is hitting me, just this immense relief of the last several years. Love you guys.
Well, was very emotional this morning, which
I'm glad to see that she is expressing her emotions because she has been so straight-faced throughout this whole experience. So to see her actually release some of her emotions, I think is very cathartic for her.
The fact
And I know what Noel.
So before we get to Jazz and, you know, her whole like, you know, I'm the leader of this. I know what she's going through. I know everything, right? Let's get back to the parents that we just saw in the video. Their son has had problems for a long time. I can only imagine, because to get to this point, you don't just wake up one day and just get to this point and they're just, everything was perfectly fine. And then here you are today. And it's the father I feel bad for, not the mother. The mother is enjoying the attention, signed the contracts, you know, came on the show to do whatever. The father, I think he's really like, whatever it takes, I'm going to listen to my wife. I just want, you know, my child to live. And my child is telling me that this is what they've been living for. And this is what's going to get them through the hard times. So I'm down with that. Like, that's fine. And so it's the father that I actually feel more bad for in this situation. But the mom, you know, my issue with these mothers is like, if you really believe in, oh, I need to do this for my child, like, why do you need to be on the show doing it? That's the other thing. That's like, excuse me, you know what? That's the part that I think I don't talk about enough. You know, I remember when Dwayne Wade was coming out with his child saying, oh, Zaya, you know, and XYZ, and, you know, my child's doing this or whatever, and then just making it a point to go on every talk show to talk about it. I was like, this should be an at-home situation. This child is like 12, right? And so why are we prancing around every news station, every talk show to talk about this? Why are we already in having this child like in the media with this? You could just like not have to make a big statement and just let your child live. And so that's the issue I have with it. This should be personal with the family. Why does the cameras need to be there? But then you realize it's all, you know, part of the quote agenda. And, you know, here we are today with the contract signed, and Noel is going to get this surgery done.
Actually release some of her emotions, I think is very cathartic for her.
the fact
And I know what Noel is feeling in this moment. It's this surreal feeling like, oh my God, it's finally happening.
All right, well, good. Well, everything should go well today. It's about 3.5 hours, and then I'll pop out to the waiting area or wherever we'll convene again. So on that note, we're going to do great for you, baby. Okay? All right, but you can't be certain about anything until we get into surgery.
So they basically took Noel in for surgery, you know, gave her the kisses and everything. And they're going in for the surgery. And then it took hours. You know, obviously they were waiting a long time. You know how that goes. In any surgery, it feels like it takes forever for the person waiting for that patient, you know.
Waiting here is just torture. I just want peace for Noel
I
finally
think she's
with
gonna,
all of this.
she's totally gonna have that.
Waiting for Noel to come out is basically like putting yourself in front of a white canvas, painting it white, and then watching it dry. It's rough.
It's the unknown for me that is so scary.
Now, let's just real quick, Jazz. The mom says, I just want peace for Noel. So, you know, this person's been through a tumultuous time. There must have been, and it's not just with this experience, it's things that happened from before that have manifested itself a certain way, right? And then Jazz says she is going to get peace. I know, you know, like 100% guaranteed. like adults don't talk about this, about anything. Adults don't talk like this about anything. And this child guarantees peace for this person after this. I don't know how, like, we don't get reports of some, okay, all right.
I have a question. So what made Noel finally have the strength to say, this is who I am? This is what I want. Like,
When
think we ever
Orange
talked
is
about
the
it.
New Black came out, we were watching it, and one day she just started asking about Laverne Cox's character. So she asked me, well, what do you think about the character being a woman? And I said, that's great. You know, she's happy. She's who she needs to be. And I think it was that
Yay, Laverne.
that moment that got her thinking that it was time to come out to us.
And she knew we were transgender and what that meant.
Yes,
I'm sure she'd been Googling it.
Oh,
Quite
she
some
gave us
time.
the whole rundown when she first came out.
she did a book report for
Yeah.
it.
about Noel saying, you know, it was orange and you black. That, you know, they're saying that's what made Noel say, hey, I think I'm this. Just as a quick point, right? I remember watching this documentary called Disclosure. And Laverne Cox was actually on that documentary, and they were talking about, you know, should they even tell people about their biological birth and everything, you know, what they were assigned at birth, you know, that kind of discussion. By the way, when I saw this, this documentary, it was a few years ago, and I just couldn't believe that this was even a discussion, because how do you not disclose that with somebody? What if you marry this man and he thinks that he's going to get you pregnant and have children? Wow. Okay. You want to talk about totally deceiving somebody? Wow. But anyway, there was a person in the documentary who said something that kind of stuck with me, and I'll get to it. But dig this. I remember when I was having a discussion with a coworker about, you know, situations like this, and I said, well, maybe these people are born this way. This was a long time ago. And she said, no, they were influenced in some fashion. Something happened in their life, or there was something they saw probably on the television that made them this way. And I first was like, that is such an ignorant statement to make, right? And well, you tell me what you think. Because when I watched that documentary Disclosure, there was a trans woman on there who said that they never heard of trans before when they were a child, but when they saw some movie or something, or some interview, or something, they saw a trans person and they saw what it was, they realized that that's what they were. So which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? Drop a comment and let me know. I'll let y'all figure that out.
Oh,
She did a book report for
Yeah.
it.
So she did super well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
thank you.
I know how Mike and Cheryl are feeling when they see Dr. Bowers. They just want to hug her because she just made their child's dream come true, and the surgery's over. You don't have to worry anymore.
I wanted to tell you, we did use the tunica vaginalis. I think I actually overestimated how much tissue she had to work with, because we needed just that little bit more extra skin. And that'll be nice, because that's just like you, it's the peritoneum. And just that extra little couple, 2-3 centimeters of length that make the difference in getting enough depth.
So how much depth?
You know, 6 inches is more than cisgender girls have. So it's just absolutely fantastic. And I think it's really pretty too, I think.
What do they call
The
that?
tunica vaginal. Just achieved this huge event, even though you're the one who's asleep and Dr. Bowers did all the work. It's something that you've been anticipating for so long. So it does feel like you are accomplished and have this huge sense of relief, and that you could put this whole chapter of your life behind you.
And so we'll stop there with Jazz, you know, talking about something that Noel wanted for so long. Jazz, you can't say that about people, because you wanted it for so long, because you were told you wanted it since you were 2 by your mother. But we don't know how long Noel wanted this, you know, so long. What, a year, 2 years? That's so long, really? You know, a life-altering change like this, a wound that you always have to stay on top of, that you always have to have maintenance with your body constantly in order to live this faux life. You know, like, it doesn't work so easy for everybody else. You were blocked at a very early age, and it's so annoying because it always makes me do this ridiculous devil's advocate thing, but that's not what I'm doing. But the transition for Jazz, the transition to the substitution body, it still was a struggle for Jazz. It definitely was, but it's more of a struggle for somebody who hadn't been blocked as long as Jazz was. If you catch my drift, as far as like facial features and stuff, like, there's just a whole thing with it, right? But no, you can't just say like, oh, now you know that it's finally done and it's happy, good times. You know, the pictures, they make it seem like, oh, like we're so close, and we give her a kiss and everything. This child did this, and I can guarantee you, by the fact that this person, I can't find them, I don't care what nobody says, I can guarantee you this person is not feeling happy, because we did not deal with the root cause of why there was so much sadness and brokenness. You know, we didn't. And so we just put on a different outfit. We painted a pig with lipstick And I'm not calling him a pig, you know. It's just we put lipstick on a pig, right? That's how they say it. And again, I'm not calling him a pig. It's not right. And by the way, the doctor's talking about, oh yeah, you got 6 inches depth. That's much more than a cis woman, or that's just as much as a cis woman. Number one, I don't know what a cis woman is, and I'm really tired of that term. Number two, yeah, right. Okay. Like, do not compare your little, you know, your creation, your whatever, your wound to anything biological and natural of a female. Just don't. It doesn't work like that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.